subjective things would be like when to harvest to get into that point.
Oh, yeah, you want to touch on that? That'll be the last one we touch upon.
So when to harvest and then the curing and drying all in one mixed combo. Because you got your special fancy rich person way. Me and this guy over here.
Got the bougie method.
Got the bougie method. Next to his fancy wine. Me and this guy over here.
Poverty protection, baby.
Poverty protection crew. I do agree on one more thing with that. That'd probably be that. But do you harvest on the recommended date? Do you go based on trichomes? Or do you just eyeball the work? You don't need a skill for it.
Trichomes. I look at the trichomes personally. I also do still kind of look at the pistils. You know what I mean? But I'm not making the final decision off of the pistils. I'm looking at the pistils to determine. Okay, I'm gonna check the trichomes and look deeper into it.
Exact same thing here. That's 1,000%. Because that I'm not even gonna consider if I'm looking at the plant and it's white, fully young baby, has so much, like at least another 3 weeks before I'm even considering it having another 2 weeks. You know what I'm saying? Like I usually will, when I got 2 weeks left is when I start to get some interest and start to really look at it. So I'm like, oh, we're bending the corner. Okay, let's see where we're at. Let's start looking. And that'll give me my 2 week, like a Groundhog Day style. If I see the shadow, then it's time to go, you know? But it's like, I oftentimes will do that and then still get tripped up because I forget I've been squeezing this nug and I've bruised the heads a little bit. And I may be, like kind of screwing myself over in the sense thinking it's more mature than it is. So you got to be able to look at the whole plant itself before you even get into that state. I agree. I actually do, believe it or not. What about you, Guy?
I have nothing to add to that.
Nothing to add. Move on to drying.
Whatever. All right. Drying. Whole plant, half plant, whole plant, eye. That's OJ the Juice Man kind of. We didn't even get the reference, but. No. Gucci Man, OJ the Juice Man, nobody did. Wink would get it. So, do you do a whole plant? Do you do a part plant harvest? Some people do partial plant harvest. They do like a half the plant and they'll let the bottom continue to grow.
When it comes to drying, I'll cut at the base, hang it upside down, full plant. Yeah, taking off maybe sometimes just the major fan leaves, or if I'm using the canitrol, I'm breaking up individual branches so it fits in the canitrol.
Yeah, everything besides the rich person. I do the exact same thing. I cut the whole plant. I used to have a multiple back when I thought it was cooler. And back when I was harvesting more plants also, I had dry racks, the ones that had the clip spots that you could hook in. And I'd have like 5 of those hooked up, just bud after bud after bud. But it got to the point where I'd have stuff falling down on the ground, and I'd rather keep everything together as one whole plant and then have a nice singular spot to do it. And now I'm drying in my own tent. I've got a separate tent to dry in so I can maintain the temperature and humidity proper versus before just being in the open space I have in the corner and I'm drying in. So whole plant, no rich stuff, just in a grow tent.
I've got nothing to add to that.
Nothing to add either. All right.
Grove bags over mason jars, obviously, to finish.
Mason, brother.
I'm still doing mason.
I don't know mason. Get over
still doing mason, brother.
I hope he's honestly, a good guy. Man,
Grove bags are dope. They serve a great purpose. They're my travel. They are my travel sack. You know what I'm saying? Like when I'm just smoking, that's my grab some and smoke some, or my long-term storage container. But I like to keep most of my stuff in a jar just because I'm a little dumb and I'll squeeze the sides and I'll end up smushing my buds.
I took you for a little teapot.
Well, short and stout.
Yep. Yeah. A little dumb, that's fine.
A little dumb, and I don't want to end up running into the situation where my nice buds are all mushed and scrunched in. You looked at, shout out to him, Uncle Mark, but a lot of his buds, because they were freezer stuck like that, they smushed all the trichomes stuck together and it became like super fire mids from back in the day, but it's not mids. It just looked that way until you break into it and you're like, oh. But it looked, because it was so compressed. You know what I'm saying? I think that's why I prefer jars more than anything. It's not that they cure better, it's that they store safer for me.
Got nothing to add?
Nice.
Be afraid.
I want to try Seawalt's in a better sense, more long term. I don't think I gave them enough credit. Saw them in the dispos. They've been utilized decently, but that would be my other option to potentially look at with different technology for curing technology, so to speak, you know.
Yeah. So we have revealed the best way to grow. It's pretty clear now for the audience, right?
I think it's pretty clear after everything that you've laid down, that I've laid down. I think it's as clear as we can make it, to be honest.
This FTS clip was brought to you by AC Infinity, leaders in garden innovation. Use discount code TheStash15 at checkout to save some money on your order.
from the Stash Podcast.